What's slapping, guys? It's Tony aka T-Slaps here, back with a brand new Draft League video, baby. It's been a long time since I've been able to say that, but we are finally back with competitive Draft League content. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. There's no Wi-Fi singles as of right now in Pokemon Champions, which really put Draft League in a weird space. Add in its very limited decks and items, and you'll see why it's been so hard to bring back Draft League to this channel. But as the itch for competitive Pokemon and draft has been nagging at me, I made the decision to try out my very first VGC Draft League, the WPF, or the World Pokemon Federation. In case you guys are new to the channel or don't know what Draft League is, it's a fan-made format where coaches take turns drafting teams of Pokemon, with each Pokemon having a certain point cost based on how good it is, and the coaches have a certain budget that we had to adhere to. We then battle each coach in an 8-week regular season, and the top 8 coaches then move on to a single elimination bracket for the playoffs to see who is crowned the ultimate champion of the league. If you want some more in-depth look at Draft League, my friend OG Albina actually made a video breaking down some of it, and you can go check that out. I'm your coach of the Austin FC Verdeerlings, and today I'm going to be talking about the team we drafted, why we picked each Mon, and overall how they hopefully will bring us to our first championship in Pokemon Champions. So as I mentioned, the list of Pokemon available in Champions is really low, and with each person expected to draft at least 9 Pokemon each, that doesn't give us a lot of breathing room. So what we did is we had 2 different draft pools to allow for more creativity in drafting a team, which means we may end up battling the same Pokemon twice in the regular season and in the playoffs, or even Pokemon from our own team. In our draft pool, we got the 2nd overall pick, which means to me that we'd be getting one of the big 3 Megas, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Floette, or what I ended up going with, Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar is, in my opinion, the most versatile of the 3 Pokemon Champions Megas. Mega Floette is really hard walled by many of the Steel and Fire types due to its lack of coverage, and because this is a draft format, people will be able to draft and build hard countering it, which makes it a bit harder to approach in some matchups. Mega Charizard Y is also very strong, but with there being a lot more weather to be drafted within the 2 pools, and everyone knowing to slot rock moves for that matchup, Mega Gengar just seemed like the clear cut above them all. It outspeeds most of the meta naturally, hitting hard with its stabs, and can stop switching from our opponent with Shadow Tag or just force a switch before a Mega Evolve. Mega Gengar does really well in matchups against some of the most common Pokemon in VGC, such as Sneasler and Mega Floette. There's also a lot of natural coverage it gets, such as Focus Blast for the Steel and Dark types, and a lot of support options such as Taunt, Encore, Disable, or Hair Song, which can force your opponents to be stuck on the field with a support Pokemon that can't do its job anymore and really allow you to pressure the opposing side. When it comes to my next pick, I knew what I had my eyes on because I have been enjoying it a ton as a support piece so much in my laddering, and it pairs up so well with Mega Gengar, so I knew I had to grab Whimsicott when it landed to me. It's one of the best support pieces in the game, with amazing speed control with Prankster Tailwind, ensuring that my Mega Gengar remains the fastest thing on the field. It also pairs really well with the support move Gengar provides, as Encore and Disable can both pair with one another to soft lock the opposing Pokemon. Helping Hand can boost its damage the partner Pokemon deals, or I can use Fake Tears to weaken the opponent's special defense. There isn't really much more to be said that you don't already know about Whimsicott. It's a naturally fast prankster support piece that can really just disrupt the opponent, which can then be trapped by Mega Gengar to give my team an annoying edge against the opponent. There is a Pokemon so iconic to the VGC scene that when I saw it still available at the 3rd round, I knew I had to scoop it, and that's Incineroar. It provides even more incredible support to my team with Fake Out Pressure, Parting Shot to lower the opposing Pokemon's attack stats while I pivot out, Taunt to disrupt support Pokemon, and even Will-O-Wisp to burn my opponent. It hits decently hard if I need it to be offensive with its stabs, or it can just be naturally annoyingly bulky if I need it to pivot around. There really isn't much to be said about the greatest Pokemon in VGC, and even with its nerfs to Pokemon Champions, it's hard to deny how strong it'll continue to be in the format. As the next pick approached, I saw another support piece like Whimsicott, who I have considered to be an amazing anti-meta pickup and a staple Pokemon for me on the ladder, and so I had to pick up Rotomosh. It provides amazing support with its status moves such as Will-O-Wisp and Thunder Wave, and Helping Hand to boost your partner Pokemon's damage. Its typing and ability makes it a very good defensive piece against Pokemon such as the Charizard, Sneasler, Garchomps, Blastoids, Delphoxes, etc., only truly being weak to grass moves and being bulky enough to operate as either physical or a special wall. It's decently fast and has a strong special attack stat, allowing Hydro Pumps and Thunderbolts into the opponent for consistent damage, and Volt Switch just to increase the momentum on my team. Around the time, a ton of good fairy types have been picked up from the board, and I did not want to be left with a subpar fairy type. So I decided to pick up Clefable to help me alleviate that problem. Clefable is another amazing support piece that provides a lot of support for your partner Pokemon with moves such as Life Dew to keep you healthy, and Helping Hand to boost your damage, or Redirection with Follow Me. It has Unaware, which can be really helpful if I have an opposing setup threat that I need to neutralize with a Thunder Wave, or it can just allow me to set screens so something else on my team can safely revenge the Pokemon, or if I just need to redirect the no longer boosted attacks with my Unaware Pokemon. It also has amazing coverage moves, where anything that you could need, it has it. So if you need a niche move to threaten a Pokemon with like a 4x weakness, like a Thunderbolt Pelipper, Flamethrower on a Scizor, anything like that, Clefable for sure has your back. Now after all these support pieces I grabbed, I realized just how much offense my team lacked, as we had a supported Mega Gengar really well and shut down opposing support Pokemon really well with this team, but we heavily lack the offensive department. So I decided to go with what felt like the strongest hitter, Mamoswine. It pairs really well with Rotom, allowing Mamoswine to spam Earthquakes freely and can even give it an attack boost with Helping Hand. It has a strong priority option with Ice Shard, strong attacking options with Icicle Crash, Rock Slide, or Superpower, and a decent natural speed stat, so slapping a Choice Scarf on it or setting it up in Tailwind allows it to outspeed pretty much anything you need it to in the format. It even has a great natural bulk paired with either Thick Fat to remove its fire weakness or Oblivious just to be immune to Intimidate. I think Mamoswine perfectly fits as a partner for Rotomosh and deals with steel types Mega Gengar may struggle with really well. Once again, I knew with my remaining picks and limited points, I just needed to do what I could to fix my offense on my team. With Clefable having redirection, I also knew I wanted a setup threat to allow me to break through anything quickly and maybe snowball against my opponent. So I decided to grab Scizor. Scizor provides me with a Steel type, something I lacked and an incredible one at that. It has one of the strongest priority moves in the game with Technician boosted bullet punches, which can be powered up with Swords Dance to allow me to just run through the opponent without the need for speed. It also gives me an excellent coverage moves such as Close Combat, Dual Wing Beat, and Knockoff, and can even beat an emergency speed control option with Tailwind in case Whimsicott just feels awful in the matchup. I think Scizor was really the best fit for my team at this point. It provided me with a really strong priority, so I don't really need to rely on Tailwind with my offense, a setup sweeper to pair with Clefable, and a much needed Steel type. With only 8 points remaining and 2 picks at minimum to pick up, I knew I needed to find a steal in the lower tier picks, and I think I found one with Palafin. I think they made a mistake letting this go for 6 points, as I understand it's much harder to get into that hero form in VGC losing a free turn, but once I do, I literally become so tanky and strong that I can literally set up Mega Gengar to clean up or act as a soft wall for anything I need my team to tank. It has strong stab options such as Wave Crash, strong priority and Jet Punch, and good coverage options with Close Combat, and can even act as a disruptor with Haze and Taunt. I know Palafin is not as strong in VGC due to its transformation, but for a budget offensive Pokemon, I think this is by far the biggest steal in the draft. And with 2 points remaining, there was one Pokemon that really caught my eye that felt like it could provide my team with a ton of support at such a cheap price, and that was Scovillain. Hey man, there wasn't much left on the board, but this guy can actually provide some value to the team. Redirection with Rage Powder, it can be annoying with Moody to give me some random stat boost, Super Fang to do consistent damage to bulkier Pokemon, Will-O-Wisp to neuter physical attackers, and perhaps the best potential support tech in Spicy Extract, which can allow us to boost our physical attack on our partner Pokemon by 2 stages at the cost of lowering our defense. This can be super useful if we have Tailwind up, or if we have Scovillain paired with like a Scarf Mamoswine or Palafin, as it just allows us to outspeed and break so easily, even going further to redirect the hits after our defense is dropped. Okay. Well, maybe this Pokemon is a bit of a stretch, but you try to find something with high value at just 2 points, okay? That's going to be our team for the WPF, our first VGC League, and our first Pokemon Champions League. What do you guys think of the team? Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. I think we definitely could have picked up some stronger offensive early on, but we probably have the best support core in the league, so hopefully we can find a way to disrupt enough to set up our offensive pieces to do what they need to do. WPF uploads will be every Sunday morning for the next couple of months, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single week. I have also been streaming a ton of Platinum Kaizo Nuzlocke runs, so if you're interested in that... No! I got Mega Punched! Are you kidding me? Make sure to be subscribed and pop into one of those streams. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.